Silver Efex Pro 2 also allows us to make selective adjustments to our image. We can make global adjustments to the whole picture, or using control points, we can pinpoint a particular area we want to affect within an image. So let's apply a control point here to the pink area of the flowers. Within our control point, we have a range of controls which we can see on the actual control point. Or if we click on the left-hand side here, we can also see more detail about that control point. So for instance, whether you've grouped it with another set of control points, and also if you've duplicated that particular control point as well. In this instance, we're going to choose to affect some of these parameters, but as you can see, we can actually change the brightness, contrast, structure, and other parameters within our selection here. So we're going to actually go for something called selective colorization, which allows us to reintroduce color back into a picture. So you can see here it's instantly allowed us to drop back in the pink color into the bouquet that the young lady is holding. We can also start duplicating this effect elsewhere around the picture. This can be done by either clicking duplicate within our control point window and therefore pop it onto another area using the loop tool in the bottom right hand side to check where that is and therefore apply it to all the pink tonality in that bouquet. Don't forget, initially, we'd chosen just the pink that was under the first control point. So therefore, for darker or lighter pinks, we may find that it hasn't had 100% effect applied in that first control point. So applying a second one can make up for or add to that original effect. But we can also duplicate by holding down the Alt key and then picking up and dropping our control point elsewhere. So if I then drop that onto the green stems of the bouquet, you can see how that's now colouring in that particular bouquet as well, or part of the bouquet. Likewise, if I alt-click and drop it onto the groom's buttonhole, you can see how that also gets coloured in as well. So a great way in which we can instantly and quickly colour up a picture if we so desire to give that dramatic interest that's needed back into a photograph. We can see here potentially how some of that colour is also affected in the skin tones picked up by the control point on the bouquet. So we can either choose to reduce down that sample area on the bouquet, or we could, for instance, add a separate control point to the skin tone just to remove or protect that skin tone, removing all the effect of the other control points that have been applied on the picture already. So this is once again something that can protect your image, allowing you to just adjust the areas that you want to have adjusted. So let's see where that original control point is affecting and not affect other areas outside of that. So we can easily, with our mask view here, see exactly where each of these different control points is being applied. Just clicking through on the right hand button and therefore showing the effect that's being used by those control points. If we wanted to, we could also group control points as well. So in the case of the two pink control points here, the ones that are on the flowers, if we choose to group those together, we can then link them together with the press of a button, and then each control point is affected by just the one set of sliders. So therefore we can perhaps increase some structure in here, or some saturation perhaps, or fine structure as far as the image is concerned. So we can choose to affect structure within our image just in this particular area, or contrast, brightness, or any of the other parameters available, but affecting one control point will affect both end results. So a very quick way of increasing your efficiency, working on multiple specific areas within an image, but also doing it as fast as possible. Hopefully this will get you working very swiftly with control points and able to get the best out of your selective abilities with Silver Efex Pro 2.